I was really nervous about testifying today, but after hearing him speak, now I'm just kind of revved up. um, my name is Jill Haas. That's my daughter Sylvia over there. Before I begin my testimony, I first wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you to any of you here who have supported and influenced the Kentucky government programs, such as First Step early intervention programs, Michelle P. waivers, and other Medicaid waivers. They've saved my family from crisis over and over again, and it's a way that you're protecting some of Kentucky's most vulnerable citizens, and I wanted to say thank you first for that. But now on to why I'm here today. Like I said, this is my daughter Sylvia. She's 4 years old. She loves a lot of things that a typical 4-year-old does. She loves to play, laugh, cuddle, swing, dance, but these activities are often interrupted by seizures, neurological irritability, and the fact that she cannot walk, talk, eat, or sit up and hold her head on her own. She functions basically as an infant. She started having seizures at 4 days old. When she was born, she was pronounced healthy. We've had every test, biopsy, EEG, MRI, CAT scan, genetic test that you could think of, and no one's ever been able to give us any explanation to why Sylvia suffers the way that she does. Since birth, she has tried phenobarbital, Keppra, Depakote, zonisamide, Klonopin, Topamax, Sabril, Thebitol, Triliptal, Valium, Ativan, as well as ACTH injection treatments, ketogenic diet, and also has had a surgery to place a vagal nerve stimulator implant in her chest to control her seizures. If you counted, that's 12 drugs. None of them have worked. None. Despite treatments, she currently experiences hundreds of seizures a day. Her seizures right now are not grand mal seizures, although she has had those seizures in the past. Each seizure that she has damages her brain function, inhibits her development, and her prognosis is not good. I discovered medical cannabis after talking with one of the families that Josh had mentioned who's moved to Colorado. Erica Rollins is the mother, daughter, a little girl named Emily. We've been friends on Facebook for a long time because our daughters are so
not
similar.
entitled to privileges on the floor of the house
they share the same symptoms, and
under the rules
also they have
thereof.
never been able to get a diagnosis for their daughter. They began CBD treatments and have seen amazing results. Her seizures are down by 80 to 90%. She's starting to develop some skills that she hadn't developed before, and I think the most beautiful thing for their family is there's less time screaming and crying and more time smiling and giggling. It's like the most important thing for any parent. After hearing about this from Erica and their daughter Emily, I started finding other families who are using this treatment, found more and more amazing stories. I communicate with a pediatric medical cannabis support group on Facebook that has 3,000 members, all parents who are seeking treatment for their children. My main point that I wanted to make today is that parents need something other than anti-epileptic drugs. The drugs that are available to us now can be very effective for some people with epilepsy, and the goal of a neurologist is to get maximum seizure management with minimal side effects. Children like Sylvia never get close to this goal. All of the drug treatments that we have tried, all but maybe one or two, the treatment is worse than the disease. The things that these anti-epileptic drugs have done to my child, I sometimes have felt embarrassed that I have given them to her, but I have no other choices. That is what I'm faced with every day of my life. Do I try to use these drugs that are not tested in children? They have can cause massive and severe liver failures, permanent vision loss. I mean, these are the risks that doctors are willing to take to try and stop the seizures in my child. And they don't work. They cause horrible side effects. One of the injectable drugs that Sylvia was on caused her to gain massive amounts of weight in her face and her chest. The only thing that would calm her, she was a 9-month-old child, the only thing that would calm her would be to sit her in a dark room all alone by herself. These are not the kinds of drugs that we should be giving children, and parents should not be faced with those types of decisions. I could go on, but I think you get the point that all of these treatments were prescribed by her doctors. They determined that the risks were worth the potential benefits of controlling the seizures, and we took the risks, and none of them paid off. We are out of options. So for Sylvie and all of the others in our state who are suffering and out of options, you can help us create another option that might change our lives forever. Please support legalizing medical cannabis in the state of Kentucky, and please do it quickly. What if Sylvia responds to this treatment? I think of this every day when I try to decide if I'm going to uproot my family and move to another state. What if she can learn to sit up on her own? What if she learns she can point to something that she wants? What if she learns that she can look at me and smile or hug me back when I hug her? What if she gets to live a longer life, a happier life with less seizures, becomes more independent, and is able to stop taking drugs that cause these horrible side effects? But also consider, what if you do nothing and you decide that medical cannabis is not for Kentucky? I want to think of that future for a second, even though that's the future I try to not think of every day of my life. My daughter keeps having hundreds of seizures a day. She continues to be developmentally an infant. She continues to need expensive drugs, expensive therapies, and round-the-clock care. She continues to wake up at night screaming from her seizures, and her brain slowly dies away until there's not enough left of it to allow her to breathe, and she fades away. You can give her a chance to have a better future, and I will gladly answer any questions that you might have about why this is the treatment I feel is the best for my daughter. And I'm willing to share my story with anyone who has any doubts about supporting medical cannabis in our state. Thank you so much for listening.